going to fix the comment section here. What in the world happened to my Bible app? And I'm going to do this. Yes. Oh, geez. Hang on. Sorry, guys. Alright, so this probably isn't going to be too long, but if things get ornery or funky, I'm just going to turn the chat off because there's a couple things that I wanted to talk about, and I hope that they can go all right. Hang on. I'm trying to pull up my Bible app, and it's giving me problems. Okay, so first let me get the disclaimers out of the way. I have no desire to do harm to myself nor anyone else, and I am of sound mind. I'm not a doctor, nor am I a legal expert. No part of this is advice of any kind. What works for me might not work for you in your life. I just tell my story because I try to help people through bad decisions and mistakes that I have already made. If you choose to listen to my story, it's a testimonial. It's my story, and I do not consent to anyone else using it. So having said that, I'm not sure what's going on. My Chrome is being a son of a gun, and it's not letting me pull up the app. I don't understand. Can you just pull it up? Like, why do I have to? Why can't you just go to it? Okay. Anyways, we'll just do this story time, and then if I decide to read from Ephesians, I could do that in another video. It is hot here, but I don't really like my tattoos hanging out on video, so we'll start with We Happy Few. There's this game that my son played that he had when he was younger. It was called We Happy Few. And the characters would they would find magic mushrooms and other things and consume these, and they would not see the dystopia they were living in. Instead, they would see nice parks. Central Park looked good. There was no homeless people, no graffiti. Things weren't in a state of disrepair. But whenever they consumed these things, it was kind of like almost utopia. But whenever the effects started to wear off, they saw all the cracks, and all of the tarnish and all of the, I don't even know what to call it. You would have to play the game, but you see it as it really is and not as you want it or hope it to be. I wanted to start with that. I wanted to lead off with that because I wonder how many women have done what I've done. And again, my disclaimers, I've already said them, and they're in the description box. This is my story. I need you guys to hold me accountable. I'm going to, I think, stop the last thing that I was on. I've been on this journey since around 2012, 2013. My body started breaking down on me. And I've been on this journey ever since I was in healthcare, to be my own advocate, to advocate for my own, healthcare and my own autonomy and my own, bodily functions and all that stuff. And because of genetics, and I wanted my children to know, if there's something wrong with me, I want you to, have a head start on it and to know about it. And there's nothing wrong with that. These are responsible things, I think, and that's not what I'm saying. So just hear me out. Like most people, I was dealing with a lot of different things. I was the main provider, but I was also in a relationship that I had been in for a long time, and it was abusive. And I was quiet about it for a very long time. I didn't say anything about it. But I had that going on in the background, right? But I also had these physical symptoms showing up, and I couldn't figure out what was going on with me. So long story short, I wanted to figure out what was going on for my children. And then it got to the point where I was like, okay, I have insurance. I might as well take advantage of that, go to physical therapy, and just do all these things that they tell you you're supposed to do. Be compliant, all this stuff. And so I was doing these things. Did they just shut me down because I'll just start a new stream and do it over again? That doesn't bother me either. People deserve to have their stories told. People deserve to be heard. And I know that my family still watches this channel, so I want them to understand what's going on with me, and I want them to not be able to be deceived about, what's going on with me. I wonder how many women do this, how they do things that end up down the road doing themselves harm to make other people more comfortable in their family, to do what's best for their family, but in the end it ends up harming their own self. That's what my title's about. Like, I really wonder that, like, how many women have been in my position where they've allowed harm to come to them. And again, this video isn't to bash. That's not what this is about. This is about my own self. And maybe you guys seeking out your own genuine self. I'm sick of the word real. I'm going to use genuine. But I wonder how many women, and we do it every day, if you're a parent especially, but in society we do it all the time. If you're part of any, group, you sacrifice for people around you. You sacrifice your comfort. You sacrifice your safety. You sacrifice your preference, right? Your living preference. You sacrifice luxuries sometimes, and sometimes you sacrifice basic essentials so your children can eat. I mean, I've done that. I've been there. Nobody ever called to see if we were okay, how we were doing. I mean, I'm a regular person. I'm not some big sponsored YouTuber. And that's what part of this video is about too, is things are becoming much too much of a popularity contest online as a whole. And I don't want to add to that. And I don't want to be part of that. It's important that you understand that. That I'm telling my story to try and genuinely help our society, especially in America at this time, however I can. I've been on this journey for the last 2 years, getting off of everything that I ended up getting on because I thought that these things were making me feel better. I thought that if I just did everything that I was supposed to do, and it didn't matter, so what if I was sleeping too much? So what if I was groggy? So what if I had brain fog? I wasn't staying up all night. I wasn't in pain. I wasn't complaining. That's a big one, ladies. I wasn't complaining. I wasn't noticing things that were going on around me because I was playing with my physiology, right? I was trying to find what worked for me, and I'm trying to be very careful what I say here, what brand of pharmakia worked for me, so that I could be a high-functioning mother still, wife, provider, go back to work. The thought was always, I would always go back to work. It was never that I was going to just stay off of work. That was never my goal. It was never what I told my doctor. It was never the goal. And I'm doing this video in part because I'm going to go off of this last thing, and it's already been said, and I've not even gone off of it yet. I've just claimed my intention, and it's already been said. You better get back on that. You better get back on that. For years I had to listen to, there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you. You better get on something. You better get on something. You better get on something. And then when I do, that's no good for you. That's no good for you. You better get off it. You better get off it. You better get off it. And then when I'm about to get off of it, I'm not even off of it yet. You better get back on that. You better get back on that. This is how abusive relationships work. And this is what I'm talking about. I allowed my autonomy to be manipulated to make other people around me feel better because my children were still young, because they were still minors, because they were used as tools. How many times have people become submissive to the wrong people, to the wrong ideologies, to the wrong institutions? There is a place and a time and a season for all things, even being submissive, but not. God has been taking me on a journey recently about loving myself, right? And I can't think of one good reason to remain on this other than it makes other people more comfortable around me, because it gives me more brain fog. Yes, it kills some of the pain. I guess it interacts with pain receptors, though it's not, I'm told it's not labeled as a narcotic. I'm not a doctor. No part of this is medical advice. And I'm not giving names or anything like that. I'm not giving you advice. There's a lot of channels on YouTube, and please be aware, I'm not falling for any more fake YouTube emails either. There are so many channels who go out of their own lane and talk about things they should not be talking about. I'm trying to help other people, especially in this time. In this time that we are in, when America is suffering, when families are suffering, when people are losing their jobs, when neighbors don't know each other, and you have to be on your toes, you have to be vigilant when you have people that you have to protect, or you have animals, or just other obligations. You need to be at your best. Your mind needs to be clear. And the side effects are such to the point that they're not helping me anymore. They're hindering me. I'm doing myself harm if I continue down this path and I continue doing this. And I know that it's God's will. I'm not going to talk about how, because it's just not important right now, but I know that it's God's will because of how it's come about. Now, I'm going to be in pain, is what I'm telling you. And this is about the channel, too. I'm going to be in pain. I'm probably going to be sweaty. That'll probably happen. And I'm probably not going to sleep much or eat much. I've never slept a lot. I was never a big eater. For me, it is no longer viable. It is no longer a benefit to me to keep going down this same track. It's causing me harm. In the past, when there have been times of war, there was the Prohibition era, and they actually dosed some of the alcohol because they didn't want drunkards as a part of their society. And you can call it a culling, whatever you want, much like we're seeing today. There were women who were poked against their knowledge and consent in France. That's documented news. It's been everywhere. I've done videos on it. Do your own research always. If I'm going to meet my maker soon because I had something like that done to me, I want it to be completely sober. And this last thing that I'm on harms my brain power. You can see it in the videos that I do when I lose my words, when I lose track of what I'm saying. And I am taking natural things. Like, I always think it's good to talk to your doctor about vitamins and supplements and all these things. And there's a lot of great homesteading and permaculture channels, and there are channels about holistics on here as well that do very well and have millions of viewers and subscribers. And that's what I mean about the popularity contest. It's dangerous to be a content creator on YouTuber, because a lot of the people who leave YouTube and who become stalked and all of this stuff, it is because of other YouTubers. That's where we are at today, folks. It's a dangerous world. You can't even be a content creator. And I'm not talking about myself because I don't create content, but I've seen it and I know it from what my small channel, what my life has experienced. If you talk about anything that other people consider their territory, or they feel like you're getting their viewers, or they want your material, there are cases of people being stalked off of YouTube by other YouTubers, being harmed by other YouTubers. This is a dangerous time that we are in. And I need all my wits about me, and I can't tell you what to do with your life. But I need to be clear-headed, even if it means I'm going to be a little bit slower physically, or I'm going to be in a little bit more pain, or I'm going to be in some discomfort. We need to learn to be uncomfortable because of what's rolling out here in our nation. If you can't deal with being at a basic level, being a little bit uncomfortable, you're not going to get through this time if you're a regular person. And this is why so many people, you're seeing them skate through today, because they've sold out. Their conscience have been turned off, flipped off. And I know that that's possible because I used to do it myself. I used to be that way. So I need you to hold me accountable, and I need you to pray for me, please. Because I know people might say things. They might make up stories like they do every other targeted individual. Oh, this person went crazy. That person went crazy. I'm not like that. I have no desire to harm anybody. The most I'll do is yell at somebody, and that's it. If you are going to be hurt by yelling, I don't know what to tell you. I think Sammy, I spank him on the bottom when he's naughty or whatever, or I do the pit bull trick where you grab their jaw, like if they like clamp onto something. That's it for me. Like, I'm a pacifist pretty much all the way. I can't watch. It's hard for me to watch suffering. I would almost always rather go through suffering than see other people suffer. And that's the problem too, though. God has recently started showing me again how to love myself and how to like myself, and how it might not be as pretty, but I don't need buffers. I have Him to comfort me, and His Holy Spirit in my heart to encourage me and quicken that spirit inside of me. I could not do this when I tried to do it without God, and that's important. Like, all the glory goes to God. And at the beginning of being born again, like, I wanted to police everybody and like try and tell them how they had to be, like mother everybody. And now I just want to abide in God's love and the Creator's love, and know that I am loved, and that it's okay to like myself again. And it's okay to love myself again. And in fact, if I'm going to help anyone else, which is what I really enjoy, that's where I dwell. If I'm going to help anyone else, I need to love myself too. And I didn't for a long time. I didn't forgive myself. And the enemy is strong right now, guys, with self-condemnation. Move past your mistakes. I'm not telling you to forget them, because they go a long way towards refinement. This is why I don't buy into reincarnation, or at least I'm not consenting to it for myself. If I don't remember my mistakes, I'm not going to learn, and I want to learn, and I want to grow, and I don't want to stay stagnant, stuck in the same place my entire existence, because eventually you might get sucked back down to some primordial goop, and that's not for me. I don't know about you. I can't tell you what to do with your eternity. But I know how people talk, and I know how things are conflated. And we are in such a time right now when things people said 10 and 20 years ago is being brought back if you're on one side but not the other, and rules for me and not for thee. And it's a good thing to wear orange, orange is the new black, and it's so cool to be a convict. And it's just, and once you're apart from it, you see how phony and disingenuine it all really is. But you don't want to police everybody anymore. You want to love everybody, and you want to make people smile and make them laugh and feel joy and have a zest again for life, because so many of us have lost it. And I know America is about to go through some even more difficult times. I know that. But that's how I know more than ever the America right now needs people like me. Small people who are willing to work behind the scenes, do the jobs that nobody else wants to do, pick up the crap on the street that nobody else wants to pick up. burp the babies, comfort the widows, nurse the sick. I'm all about that. And I want to encourage you not to be like me, but to dwell in your own wheelhouse where the Creator purposed you, where you're meant to be. Be sober and vigilant, we are told. We are called to be that way. If I have to go through more pain and discomfort to be sober, so be it. And again, I'm not telling you like that wine is bad or not. Again, this is not about me lecturing or telling anyone else what they should do. The way I help is partly through my words and my story and the things that I've been through. And sometimes by telling stories and analogies and comparisons. Don't allow your past behavior to define how you're going to move through these current times, because these current times are unlike anything you, me, or our parents have ever been through. And there's a blessing in that. The story, in a way, for us small people, really isn't written. I mean, we know we win, but there's a freedom in that. There's a freedom in God not having written everything down. Because then the enemy doesn't know what's coming either. In this time, don't allow your past vices, things that maybe you worked through during the first series of lockdowns, don't allow those to come back. Don't allow the voices in your own head, and you know what I'm talking about, of whoever it is that is your worst critic in life, whether it's yourself, a parent, an ex, a spouse, a teacher. Don't allow that voice to drown out the voice of God inside of you. Listen to the voice of God. Feed the white wolf. Do you hear what I'm saying? People are saying vile things about America and about Americans. Vile things are happening to women and children all over. Families are being torn apart. Beautiful houses are going to waste. While we have a homeless epidemic across our country. Does any of this make sense to any of you? What I'm trying to say is, in these times, insanity is rather kind of, is it subjective? Is that the right way to say it, or objective? Objective. Insanity is rather objective. You don't have to be happy all the time, guys. You don't have to be positive all the time. If that's not where life is, then that's not where it is. But neither do you have to be sad all the time and down all the time or depressed all the time. People have said, well, you're just depressed. That's all that's wrong with you. No, I've lived in a very negative situation where I'm unequally yoked with another person. Yes, that's a depressing situation. But am I depressed as a person? No. We've gotten so that everything needs a label or a condition. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be happy. It's okay to get mad, as long as you're not destroying anyone's property or your own. So I wanted you to know what's going on with the channel and kind of where my head is at. And some people will say, well, this video's been all over the place. It's kind of a mess. That's rather the point, though. Life is messy. It's not sanitary. It's not clean and neat all of the time. And we're going through some stuff right now. A lot of us, many of us. And there's a great thing happening. Many people are being stretched and going through growing pains. And that's a good thing, friends. Because through that, people will come out the other side having a greater appreciation for the genuine in life, for the genuine article, The things that we are going through now, the things that other people are going through, the things that people will yet go through, the suffering that happens, you're going to see people come awake from their apathy. And it will be kind of painful, but it will be a good thing. People are refined through the struggle. We grow through the struggle. And it's time for Americans especially to grow. And I don't mean that I wish anything like bad or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. I mean, what did lockdowns teach us? Mainly because so many people were stuck at home with their families. That we didn't know our families, right? That we needed more time with our families. Maybe family dinners. But then everybody pulled back and went to their own separate rooms with separate screens. And kind of, not everybody learned from that. The struggles that you are going through now, the struggles that we are all experiencing right now, are to bring us through to the other side stronger. And I know people hate hearing messages like that, but it's true. As a parent and as a child of someone, I know this is true now. I don't want things so easy for my children that they lose all respect for other life and human beings. I never wanted that. And you shouldn't either. You should tell your children no sometimes, just so then they learn how to use their ingenuity and figure things out and problem solve by themselves on their own sometimes. And that's what God is doing with us right now. He is letting us go through these growing pains as a people and as individuals so that we can understand what's the genuine article, what's the counterfeit. If I feed myself the genuine article, I will be sustained. If I keep feeding myself this counterfeit, I'm still going to feel empty, right? There's a purpose to all of these things that you're going through right now. And it's a really amazing time to be alive because so many people are going through these same struggles at the same time as you and me. We're not alone. We never were, and we never will be. And I know that messages of doom and gloom might be bigger right now. If you want to see that, there's a lot coming. You know this if you've watched my channel. You know this if you've listened to a few other smaller channels. Again, God is speaking to many of us. But where sin abounds, grace abounds all the more, guys. Every struggle that you're going through right now is teaching you how to solve the next problem. That's what it's doing. It's teaching you how to move through life. It's like God is taking us and parenting himself again now, not the system. And I'm using a lot of different analogies and I'm saying a lot of different things right now so that some part of this video will encourage some parts of you all out there. Because it takes different strokes for different folks, different words for different people. Your ears aren't always going to understand the words that my mouth speaks. Sometimes it's going to take somebody else. And vice versa. But God has taken us all in his hands now, and he is parenting us, and he is teaching us. He is weaning us off of this system. And it's amazing to me because it's a prayer I made about 2 years ago. And if you've watched the channel, you know that that's true too. I asked God, just bring it all down, but do it slow, please. Do it so that people can start to awaken slowly to what's really important, so that there's as little harm as possible. Psychological harm, guys, nobody gets through this life without trauma. And I understand what's meant by that victim mindset word now. Like being a victim, we've all been a victim at some point or time. All of us. But we shouldn't dwell there. We shouldn't live in that state. And a lot of people were traumatized through the first set of lockdowns. They had never been through anything like that before. I'm actually blessed that it started happening to me and my family before that, so that during that time, we all got through that period safely. And I genuinely mean that. God saved my life so many times.
again, I guess what I really want to do is just encourage you. It's different strokes for different folks in a lot of different ways. But we are going through the same struggles at almost the same time. That almost never happens. And we are rushed through life like it's some game. And I have this theory about the World's Fair, that we all came to the World's Fair in America, that our relatives all came here, and they just stayed too long. They never left. Because do you see how fake and temporary everything is here? How much culture all the other places have, even though we are, I believe, a very old land? It's just strange to me that it's like, I don't know how to say it in another way. It's like we all came to the World's Fair and we just didn't leave. But so many people right now at this time are going through the same milestone at the same time, no matter how old we are. That's rare. Usually, yes, all of our lives have the same milestones. You're born, you die, you get married in between the dash, you have children, or you don't, whatever. We have similar cycles, but all at different times. But right now, in this time in history, no matter our age, we are all going through these growing pains in the last 5 years together, all of us. There's something to be said for that. I was going to say something else about love, but I can't remember what else it was right now. So you have to love yourself. Stop conforming to other people's ideas. And I'm not talking about basic respect. Yes, we all need to have basic respect. That's what the first part of this video is about. We all need to have that for each other. When I'm talking about conforming, though, I don't sleep well. I never have. I get by usually on 4 or 5 hours of sleep a night. That's it. I literally, when all this trauma happened in my life in the abusive period right before this all happened, I was told like when to go to bed and when to wake up. It was very ridiculous now looking back on it. I'm not doing things anymore to make other people more comfortable with me or to have to deal with me less like I'm some child. If you don't want to be around me, you surely don't have to be around me. But I'm going to breathe. I'm going to talk. I'm going to sing. Because this is the day that the Lord has made. And I will be glad in it. Sometimes I might grieve in it. Sometimes I might be sad in it. And I'm here to tell you guys that's completely normal and it's okay. Whoever told us that we have to be happy and positive all the time, where are you living? Because it ain't here. And I don't want to hear about manifesting. We're allowed to have bad days. We're allowed. It just is. Because we don't manifest everything. And I'm glad that we don't. Because some of the things we shouldn't manifest. Do I believe that we create with God? Absolutely. I believe we're caretakers too, though, more so than anything. Yeah, I hope that makes sense because, yes, I do believe we manifest to a certain extent, but there's no reason that you have to be happy all the time or to be a people pleaser all of the time, even as a Christ follower. You don't have to please other people. There's nothing saying that we have to do that. There's nothing saying that we have to be nice to other people all the time. Kind, yes. Nice, no. The truth isn't nice all the time. I needed to know my condition, and people were very truthful with me. It hurt, of course it did, but they were truthful with me, and it's taken a lot of years to... Remember that dream I told you guys I had about breaking through the stone? It's taken a lot of years to clean myself up, to allow God to clean me up, to participate in my own cleansing. And now I like myself, and I think I might love myself, and that's okay. That's how it should be. But I'm not doing, saying, consuming anything anymore to make other people more comfortable with me, and neither should you. Especially if it does you harm. People don't have to be comfortable all the time. We shouldn't be comfortable all the time. People need to be uncomfortable in this time to understand the other nations have a right to kind of be angry at Americans. Don't get me wrong, Americans work very hard, but we've played very hard too for the last several decades, since at least the 80s. I've seen other people party hardy. I've party hardied. I've gotten down. I've seen other people get down. Like, we can play hard. We need to understand what is genuine again, and what is genuinely going to feed that hole and fill that hole and that void inside of us. And also, let me be real quick about a couple of things, about a couple of current events. Please stop trying to listen to people that are telling you to go back to the Old Testament. That is a curse. Okay? If you're a follower of Christ, it is a curse to go back. All right? These people aren't teaching right. Read it for yourself. You'll see what I'm saying. To go back there is a curse, and it's very disrespectful to Christ. You're saying, I don't need you and your blood isn't enough if you go back to that. So please, again, it is a personality cult here on YouTube. Please start being careful who you listen to, because I don't know if I'm going to do any more videos. I don't want to people please here either. YouTube has gotten kind of dark. It's gotten kind of demonic. All of the internet is. There's a lot of bad advice going out on TikTok. I've been in healthcare. I've worked in certain sectors of the government or institutions. I know what's lawful and what's not, and nothing signed in Sharpie is legal. Let me be very clear about that. Nothing signed in magic marker is a legal document. Nothing. Just to make sure everybody understands that. There will never be digital only. They will always have physical files, but that's why they want everybody's books right now. They want all your physical copies of books. Don't give them to them. You want your physical Bible. You want your physical history book, if you feel like it matches up. You want the physical text at this time. You never get rid of those. Smart institutions never get rid of those. They're hoping we're dumb enough to give it all away. Watch out for the first day of summer is coming up, and June 16th and July 4th. I don't foresee anything great happening. Something's going on in America. We have somebody that put up a giant skeleton again. It's like going around the neighborhood. Which is what yard it's in. I don't know why. It's not Halloween. And I mean, it's cool. I get it. Even Catholics are all about the skulls, man. I forget in Latin how do you say it, de mort, but it's remember thy death, right? We're all gonna die, alleged. Well, the Bible doesn't even say that. Let me be clear. The Bible doesn't even say everybody's gonna die. So, I don't know. I think we're in a pretty fantastic time, and once people actually realize what's important again, and what's real and what's not, what's genuine and what's not, I think there will be more sighs of relief than anything. But again, I don't think we're all going to make it through this period that's upcoming, and I don't know that we're meant to. Now, are we in Satan's short season with the war of Gog and Magog? Man, I don't like all these tunnels. I told you what I thought the gate to Gog and Magog was in one of my last videos, and I think it goes partly underground. That only makes sense, because if it's blocking them underground, then either it's like a subway grate, or it goes, it's like a drawbridge. It goes through the ground and underneath too. But I don't like all these underground tunnels that are being opened up suddenly, like it's Minecraft all over the world. It's strange. But again, the season of the Antichrist and Gog and Magog, they're going to look very similar, like very similar. And the Antichrist is probably going to be the same Antichrist. Like, he will recover from his head wound maybe right before Gog and Magog. Maybe that might actually happen before that. And that's the thing, guys. Like, we're supposed to walk this out the same way, no matter what time of day it is, what time of year it is, what season it is. What else? Anything else that I had to go over real quick? I had a short story time I was going to do about more things in my personal life that seem to be like really big things now, but I don't feel like doing that right now. I might come back on and read from Ephesians, just because, again, I'm probably going to be uncomfortable myself. It's not like I'm just preaching this and I'm not going to go through it. I'm going to be uncomfortable for at least a few days. And I'm probably going to be less physically active because of letting this thing go. But I need to have a clear head. For me, that's what I need to do. And again, in times of war, other countries have withheld food from food routes, fuel. This isn't just about gas, guys. And gas, once you figure out, like, that's a crock of, you know what? Like, people will be so mad once they find out that that's not what you've been told either. Gas ain't, don't get me started. I don't even know if it runs the car, but don't get me started. It's just dumb. It's so dumb how fake everything is. Like, so dumb. But yeah, the 250th birthday. Oh, there's also, this is weird, and I'm not sure, this is falling off, I'm sorry. I'm not sure what to say about it yet, but I'm going to look more into it. There's a train that's going around America. Big Boy, he's called, BB, almost like Big Beautiful Bill, BBB. There's a lot of BBs and CCs. Like, there's a lot of this, I don't know. Again, in the last several years, there's been a lot of, you can almost see like an algorithm built into things. Like, there's a lot of repetitive numbers and letters, and, you know, this doesn't mean that, it means the opposite. It's not a time of peace, it's actually a time of war, all that type of stuff. But there's a train going around for the 250th birthday too. It really reminds me of orphan trains, guys. So again, it's almost like the year they had the expo in America, because I was reading about the World's Fair, and they started calling them different things. And again, it's like they knew what was going to happen, but they didn't want to leave clues as to what the truth is or what time we're actually in. But it reminded me of the orphan trains, and I wonder if people are just lured to these world fairs, and then something happens that they need these orphan trains for. So yeah, basically in closing, I can't think of one reason why I should stay on this last thing. It's not doing me any good at this time. I need all my wits about me. It's very expensive. Who knows if America's going to get cut off of, you know, medications and things like that, and it's not essential to my life. And in fact, at this time, I think it's giving me migraines again, because I don't eat the same as I used to, because I no longer consume animals. So I need you guys to pray for me, and I need you to hold me accountable. And again, don't fall for the enemy's tricks at this time. You should absolutely remember and learn from the wrong things that you've done, but at this time especially, yes, the end has been written, but for us little people, it's going to be like the Exodus. It's going to be like God's people are being let go once the system actually does fall. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be the new Exodus. But like musical chairs, you're not going to have forever to get where you want to get to. Always have a bag ready to go. I'm not saying to be pessimistic. I'm not saying to be optimistic. I'm just saying to be practical. Create your own reality as much as the Lord lets you, but try and stay under His will. He knows what's best for you. He loves you. And so many people are being refined right now, and they're growing. This is why people feel empty, because they're lacking genuine love, genuine warmth, genuine compassion, genuine everything in their life at these times. And that's what happens when a society is based on materialism or consumerism. And I'm not saying I'm for like socialism or communism. I don't like isms. None of them. I don't like isms. Okay, I'm just being real. Labels kind of freak me out these days. I'm just not really cool with them. But anyways, you guys stay blessed. Please pray for me as I pray for you. And watch the channel, because I do have things planned and whatnot. But I'm not going to say I'm going to be here every single day. Like, I'm doing me right now. I'm letting God do me. And I like who I am so far. But I don't know who I am completely yet. So I still need to figure that out a ways, because again, I've had a lot to work through, a lot of vice to let go of. And the more vice you let go of, the more you're made into this new creature. All right. I love you guys. Stay blessed.